Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence, and today we have a light and easy cooking show for you. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today we have a light and easy cooking show for you. And we have one of our favorite female chefs returning once again, ladies and gentlemen, Chef Darlene Smith of Chef's Corner. Hey, Darlene.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Girl, you turned into a regular on here.
Yes.
Okay.
Must be doing something right.
I believe you are. Okay. Now, Darlene, we just saw you not too long ago, and we had the pleasure of having, I'm going to mess the name up, but it was because it was so good.
Okay.
Frittata?
Frittata, yes.
Frittatas. And then we had a vegetarian frittata, which was the eggs with the spinach.
Right. Cheese. I believe we had the mozzarella
peppers.
cheese.
Yep.
Peppers,
okay. And then we had one with potatoes, broccoli, and marinated chicken breast.
Right.
With
and red skin potatoes.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
I remember, girl.
Yeah, the little salad.
I made it twice at home.
Oh, great.
Okay. So you know what? So our viewers are starting to follow you pretty regular now, and they're enjoying some of the meals you're preparing. So what are you bringing us today?
Well, today we're going to do a nice stir fry. People like stir fries. We're going to make our own special sauce with using tomatoes. We're going to go with 5 different vegetables, and I'm going to show you basically how to start a stir fry, how to prepare. A lot of people don't know how to cut vegetables properly, you know, so to cook evenly. And it's very important when you cook stir fries because sometimes people cook stir fries and one vegetable's too soft, one's too hard.
Right.
And so it's very important to know how to do the steps.
Okay,
that's what I'm going to show you today.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I'm glad.
Yeah. All right. But I'm going to start off because we're also doing rice too. A lot of people don't know how to cook rice properly. So it's a very simple thing, and the ratio is basically 2 to 1. Meaning two amounts of liquid to 1 amount of rice. Okay. And what I'm doing here, we have this plain water. You know, sometimes you can use chicken stock if you like. Depends on what kind of rice. We're just doing a plain rice because the herb stir fry is going to be so delicious. We're not going to need anything but that. Okay. You can salt this if you like. I'm just going to leave it plain. And then I have measured here 1 cup of rice. So we have 2 cups of water. 1 cup of rice, 2 to 1 ratio. Okay. Now this will serve approximately about 4. We'll say 4 people. Okay. So if you want 8 people, you just double the recipe and so on and so forth. Okay. If you're using brown rice, you want to go to a 3 to 1 ratio because it's it takes a little longer to cook. Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is just going to let that come to a boil a little bit, and then we're going to add our rice. Okay. But meanwhile, I'm going to start cutting some of these vegetables up here for our stir fry. Okay. And as I said before, we have I have red onions here. We have yellow squash. We have zucchini. We have tomatoes. We have red bell peppers, which are sweet. They're not hot.
I'm learning about these peppers. Okay.
Right. We have broccoli, and we have carrots. Okay. And we have the scallions. We use this for a little garnish, and we'll finish it off with our chicken breasts. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do right now, like I said, we're going to start off with what is the hardest would be the carrots and the broccoli. So in this container pan right here, we're going to put a little water in here, and we're going to just cook the broccoli and the carrots because they're hard. Okay. And yes, so we're going to add a little water to that, and then once
I don't see a flame under there.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Are we doing that with fire?
Yeah. Okay. Definitely.
So you're saying at this point you should have the carrots and the broccoli?
The broccoli, whatever the hardest vegetable is. You know, it takes time to cook it. You want it to be soft. So what we're gonna do, you see these carrots all the time. They're already peeled and clean and everything. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this in half because we want everything that we stir fry to be around this size. So we have to keep that in mind. That way it'll cook evenly. But what we're gonna do with let me move this out the way. The carrots, we're just gonna cut those in half because these are a nice size. And
now I normally would have just put them all in the water. So you're saying don't cook them whole because does it take longer if you cook them whole?
It takes longer, right? And like I said, the stir fry, you want it to be quick and easy. That's the whole point of a stir fry. And like I said, the smaller you cut them, the quicker it's going to cook. You know, so
I eat a lot of stir fry at home, but my vegetables usually come frozen. Okay, so I know you guys have a thing about frozen vegetables and stuff, and a lot of times what happens is, when you come home and you're tired and you say, okay, I got to cook something. What I'm going to cook first or what I'm going to cook quick, you look for something that's real easy, and it could be a frozen vegetable in the bag. So I know how you guys feel about that, but for our viewers' sake, okay, if we don't have the accessibility of fresh vegetables, can you, or is it okay to frozen vegetables?
Well, yes, if that's, if you can. They do have a lot of nice stir fry blends in the frozen department. And you can use those if you like.
I'm just taking them for myself and the viewers. Okay, because we know at home that, hey, if we can't get to the fresh fruit market to get the fresh vegetables, what do we do next? Right. So we're just looking out for those of us who may not have the accessibility to the freshness. But let me say this. Now, I also know that sometimes you go into the market and there's vegetables already cut up in the vegetable section. Definitely. Yeah, and they have it packaged. Are those vegetables okay to use?
Those are perfect. Those are perfect for that. But keep in mind also that a lot of those vegetables, they are, you have the broccoli and the carrots and stuff, they still need to be blanched so that, because they're raw, so you don't want to have a stir fry and start off in a raw state. And it just doesn't taste right. You want a little crunch to it, but you don't want too much crunch. You don't want it to be too raw.
So blanch for us is?
Blanching for us is basically hot liquids, vegetables.
No, I'm going to ask you to tell us in English what is blanching.
Okay, blanching basically just means to bring out the brightness of color of vegetables. Pre-boil and to start the cooking process. Basically, that's the whole point of it. Really, it's for that. So this is doing fine. The rice is cooking. We're doing good here. Okay.
That means we can take a break.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be a perfect time to take a break.
When you come back, you'll have something else blanching. We'll be right back. Okay.
Right.
Do you know that stroke targets by color? Odds are, if you're African American, you're twice as likely to suffer a stroke as white Americans. Know where you stand, because beating the odds isn't about winning, it's about living. Join the power to end stroke at strokeassociation.org.
And welcome back to the show. For those of you who are just now joining us, we have Chef Darlene Smith of Chef's Corner. And she's preparing a stir fry for us today, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the simplest, easiest, and most healthiest meals you can have is a stir fry, whether it's a vegetarian stir fry or if it's one with some type of form of meat in it. So Darlene has showed us so far how to blanch, which is boil, some of our vegetables, the ones that's most hardest to do first of all, and that is mostly your carrots and your broccoli, right?
Correct.
Okay, yes. Okay. Now, Darlene, you're an advocate of onions, I see that, okay.
Oh, yeah, I told you the aromatics, you have to have those.
Okay.
It distributes the flavors throughout the whole meal. Okay. So that's very important.
So is red onion the dominant onion, though?
No, it's not a dominant onion. It's very mellow. It's a sweet onion. You can eat these raw. It's actually very good.
Only
salads.
If you're not kissing anytime soon.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
I believe if you're dating, you don't want to just eat that onion.
Okay.
All right. But I see people like onions.
Onions are excellent.
I am not an onion person.
Oh my gosh, I love them with salads, with cucumbers.
Well, they
nice
smell
salad.
good. They smell good, and they're very colorful. They're very beautifully designed. But you don't have to worry, honey. I'm not going to eat the onion. Okay. All right. So now I noticed that when you blanch your vegetables, especially the broccoli, it automatically turns a beautifully dark green.
Yes.
So you're going to put this on here?
Yeah, sure, thanks. Yeah. And then, normally you can shock them, we call it shock them in cold water. But I'm not going to do that because we're going to stir fry it in a couple minutes. So we're just going to put it here on this little platter here.
So shock means that you put it in cold water, and what happens when you shock it?
It's just like when you get shocked, you jerk. The vegetables stop cooking immediately. And we would normally shock it. If you're going to do this later for, like, say if you want to do it later on that evening or the next day or something like that, you would shock your vegetables in ice cold water. And it stops the cooking. Right now you see it's still cooking. Because we're going to, like I said, we're going to do a stir fry very shortly. So I'm just going to get rid of that right now.
Okay, so shocks the vegetables, which means stop.
Right.
Okay, so it wouldn't be smoking, it'd be freezing.
Exactly, right.
Well, they smell good.
Yeah. Yeah. So then right now, like I said, I'm just gonna finish cutting our vegetables for our stir fry, and we're gonna just do yellow squash. And with the yellow squash, what I like to do is I like to do what we call a batonette, which is basically they're like stick type. You know, the shapes.
I noticed that every time you do buy the vegetables pre-cut, they're always cut different.
Right. Depends on what you're cooking it for. Now, I love yellow squash. If you're cooking it with onions, like in a stew form, then I would use this center part right here because it'll make it nice and juicy. But for stir fry, you don't want it to be juicy. You want it to be nice and, dry and stuff with the extra virgin olive oil. And like I said, this is called a batonette stick. So, we're just doing that, and like I said, we want to keep in mind that we want everything to be around the same size, and so far, our carrots are around the same size, the broccoli, and our red onions, And those two, like I said, are blanched, and then we'll do the same thing here. We're going to do the same thing with the zucchini as well. And you see I'm using half of a yellow squash. Now, all of this right here would feed about 4 people. So it doesn't take a lot,
So you don't have to blanch those?
No, these don't need to be blanched because they're soft. They're a soft vegetable. Okay, so I'm going to do the same things, and these are all, of course, rinse them very well before you cut these. And I'm just cutting the ends off because you can't use those. We're going to cut that in half because all we need is half. We don't need the whole thing.
All right.
That's fine. And the same thing with here. They have seeds in the center, so they have a tendency once they hit moisture to be to liquefy. We don't want it to be liquefied because we're doing a quick stir fry.
So you're just really using the center.
We're doing the exterior.
The outside.
Right. But you can save this. You can freeze this, when you're making something else.
Because somebody said, I'm going to eat that.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at it like, well, what do you do with that?
Right. You can save it and freeze it when you're doing a soup. Just add it to your soup. Cut it up, you can cut it up and, just add it to the soup. It'll be excellent. You can even put it in a salad.
I'm glad you showed it to me, because I'm thinking you throw it away.
Oh,
no. See, this way, myself and whoever else is trying to make stir fry, we do see now how simplistic it is to cut up the vegetables and have them ready.
Right. At mise en place, you have to have it ready. And then this is a red pepper, same thing. With the red pepper, for this right here, we're just going to use probably 2 sides of it. And I just, cut one side of there. We don't want the seeds. The seeds are here are not hot, but we just don't want to have seeds in there. So we're just going to use these 2 sides. You can cut it as thick or thin as you want, but we want to keep consistency with the other vegetables over there. So
once again, consistency is the key here.
Absolutely.
All right. You know what? So like I said before, I would not, if we're standing here with you, I would not know how to cut the vegetables. If somebody said make stir fry from scratch, forget it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I would do it because I would go and get a frozen bag of vegetables.
Right. But see, now you don't have to do that. You know that you can have all these vegetables, and it doesn't take a lot. You see, I bought 1 of each of these, and you still have enough. You can do 2 or 3 more stir fries. Right. So that's fine there. And next we have our tomatoes. I use the tomatoes.
Well, this looks nice. Now you actually can serve this.
Yes,
so,
you sure can. That could be a nice vegetable platter.
Don't eat those onions, guys.
The onions,
just kidding. I was just kidding.
The onions are good for you. And with the tomatoes, I use this just to finish up the stir fry. Sometimes stir fries, they finish them off with a sweet sour sauce or teriyaki, which has a lot of sodium.
I was about to say, what does tomatoes have to do with stir fry? But okay.
It has a lot. You just want. You'll see as we finish how it gives a nice. It just finishes off, makes a nice natural sauce. For that, we want all of these seeds. We want all of that.
Now, how long do you think it takes to make a stir fry?
Depends on. I would say approximately about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes once you do all your mise en place, which is what we're doing now. And that takes the longest amount of time. These right here, you can keep those in your refrigerator. Like do it the day before. Sometimes we do stir fries, and we'll have those in the refrigerator. So whenever we want to cook something, we'll have that ready.
So for this to be a half-hour show, she said she's going to be finished in 10 minutes. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
so this doesn't have to go in. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine right now. Yeah. So what we're done here. We're going to start our stir fry now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, excuse me, come over here.
Okay, now do your scallions go in there?
No, we don't want scallions. It's just for garnish.
Okay.
You know, for right now.
Sorry.
So, yeah, that's just a garni.
Okay. Okay.
We call it garni.
Okay, now this is tight on the breath more than this, right? Okay.
Don't worry about that.
I'm just saying, you know, I guess because I'm not an onion person of any sort, but I do know I do cook with onions. I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
I may not eat it myself outright, but I do cook with them.
Okay. Well, they're very good for your heart. It's very, very good.
Okay, so now I got to start eating them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, so you had your famous olive oil.
Yes.
Is that what you did?
Yep.
Okay.
And you know, I like to use extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, I like to stand back.
Right. And we're starting off with peppers and onions. Okay. So we have red peppers and we have onions. Now remember, we don't want to cook them too much because we want to have, you know, a little body to that. You know, you don't want to cook all the nutrients out of it as well.
Okay.
Okay. The next hardest, so we're gonna let that cook for a little while. Let's just let that cook.
Okay.
It doesn't take long.
You chefs don't mind getting popped all the time.
Oh, that's part of it. You know, it's worth it at the end.
Traditional cookers don't like to get popped. Okay. All right.
That's all right. And I'm just gonna let that cook. I'm gonna cut up our chicken. That's doing fine there. Now the chicken breast, we're just gonna take that. It's kind of thick, so we're gonna cut that in half a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna
break it down.
Break it on down. You know.
So that can go all in the same pan.
Yes, but we're gonna. It's a process. We're gonna wait. We're gonna add that next because everything else is pretty much at the level we want it to cook.
Okay.
The carrots have been blanched and the broccoli's been blanched, and the peppers and onions are in there. We don't want them to be raw, but we don't want them to be overcooked as well. So at this point, we will add chicken to this. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And that was a whole chicken breast. So we're gonna use maybe. Let's see. You know what? Actually, let's cut up a little bit more.
Okay. Because you can make the chicken thicker or thin, however
exactly,
you want. Okay.
Definitely. So we're just going to add that to there.
Okay. And since I'm the only one who's going to be sampling it, it's okay if she doesn't use all the chicken breast. I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you cut up your vegetables, the ones that you should cook first or blanch should be your carrots and your broccoli.
Right.
Then when you prepare the stir fry itself in the pan, you have your olive oil. And is there a certain amount?
Well, I normally I start off like 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and that's pretty good. And that's
your virgin oil.
Extra virgin olive oil. You know, but some people I know they don't like extra virgin olive oil, so if you want to use a vegetable oil, that's fine.
Okay.
You know,
as long as it's heart smart. Okay.
Right.
Heart
Definitely.
Smart. Okay. So you got your olive oil, then you have you put in your peppers.
And onions and the chicken. And when the chicken is almost done, we're going to add the rest of the vegetables because everything else is soft.
Okay, so it could be chicken or it could be shrimp. Or
it could be shrimp at this. It could be salmon.
Shrimp? Okay.
You know.
Salmon?
Oh, yeah. It could be lobster.
Okay.
You know, it could be, you know, something that'll hold its shape a little bit. Okay. You know. So, like I said, the chicken is halfway done, you know. And,
okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Darlene, on that halfway note, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, something else will be done. We'll be right back.
60-inch screen, high definition. Football season is coming up. You can watch it right here. What do you think?
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're right. I don't need it.
Welcome to the last half of our show. Now, for those of you who are just turning in, Chef Darlene Smith is making a chicken stir fry for us. And also, if you want to know how to make it vegetarian style, it's in the pan. Now, let me ask you this, Chef Darlene. I know for sure that some of us don't have particular pans. Is there a certain pan that you must have to make a stir fry?
Yeah, you want a saute pan. You want something that's
a saute pan.
Yeah, like this pan that I'm using now. You see them all everywhere. You know.
No matter how large or small, huh?
No matter how large or small. Depends on how many you're cooking for.
Okay.
You know, and
I know we got a shot of that because that looks so colorful. That is so colorful.
And I'm just going to add the tomatoes to it.
Okay.
Just to kind of finish it off, you know. And I put the little fresh herbs in there. I put parsley and a little rosemary in there, too, because rosemary goes very well with chicken. And we're about ready to plate up. So if you can grab a plate.
Oh, my favorite thing to do. Okay.
And plate up, and then I'm going to do a nice little quick dessert as well.
I know people are saying, she always eating. That's right. Okay, okay. So, now, I noticed that you can just put everything in the pan, and there is very little, is there liquids in there or anything? Or?
Well, that's why I said the tomatoes. The tomatoes makes its own liquid, you know. Okay. And like I said, this is excellent. You know what I'm saying? You have the zucchini.
So let's take a shot of that because I want to know what's everything in here. So I see chicken.
Right. We have chicken. We have zucchini.
Okay.
We have yellow squash.
Okay.
We have broccoli.
Okay.
We have carrots.
Okay.
And we have red bell peppers in there. And little herbs, you know, in there. And I normally finish it off with a little Mrs. Dash. Okay. It's making a little sauce here. If I wanted to cook it a little longer, I would. The tomatoes, once it breaks down, it makes a nice sauce, a nice healthy sauce. So I'm going to give that here, give that to you, and you go ahead and you start that. That's our herb chicken stir fry.
Do we get a shot of this before I dig in? Okay, this. Yeah. Oh, it smells great. Okay. Now you know what I'm going to say this, Darlene, because a lot of times. Our viewers wonder what's the difference between a female chef and a male chef. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is my opinion, people. A female chef wants you to eat it and enjoy, and a male chef, Mr. Presentation, okay? But, I mean, women do presentations, too, but this is what I would eat at home. This is definitely what I would eat at home. Sometimes when I see a plate that's that has an overabundance of presentation, I'm like, am I supposed to eat that?
Right.
So, so normally I could prepare this at home and my family would eat it.
Absolutely. You should, you know, a lot of people garnish. To me, I was always taught that garnish should be edible. Okay. You know, and you should be able to eat everything that's on the plate. So, you know, but a lot of chefs don't, you know, believe that, you know, and I like to garnish with my food. I like my food to be the garnish. And you see that, you know, as I'm cooking. And like I said, we're gonna do a nice little sauce here. We're doing a banana Foster sauce, and I'm gonna probably have you to help me a couple of things when you're done.
All right, I'm just gonna try this bon appetit.
Okay. Now, because we were so good with our stir fry, we're gonna give ourselves a nice treat, and I'm gonna need you to get the pecans and the bananas. Yes, right now. And we're gonna make a quick caramel sauce. We're doing a banana Foster sauce here, and could you hand me bananas and pecans? And I'm gonna, yes, just put that right here, sweetie.
I don't mean to cut you off, but that is so good.
Thank you. Could you also have me have the whisk over there as well?
The whisk, okay.
Yes, so we can make our nice little sauce here.
Okay, now notice you didn't let me really get into this, but it's good.
Well, I just want to make sure that that we can make a nice little sauce. Banana Foster sauce for our dessert.
Not to change the subject, Darlene, the rice is superb.
Thank you.
I didn't know it was a big deal in rice.
Okay, also I'm sorry, I know you're doing that, but I need you to hand me a couple more things over there. I need the milk over there in that container. Okay, and I need you to start scooping that ice cream so we can show the viewers how quick and easy it is to make a delicious sauce, you know, for dessert. It doesn't take a lot, you know. Traditionally, the banana Foster is made with, you flambe it, but we're not going to flambe this because everybody doesn't eat liquor, have liquor. Okay. You know, so we're not going to flambe it, but we're going to add our bananas at this point, and we're going to add some pecans to that. I need you to scoop. You can use your favorite ice cream. You know, I like to make my own ice cream.
I noticed that you have one of the name brands here.
I know. That's what I like.
Scoop the ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay. And this ice cream is kind of soft here, so is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. Let's give me a nice little scoop of that.
Scoop the ice cream. Okay. Well, you know, I would have scooped it without making a mess, but it's melting on me, so.
Yeah.
Okay, scoop the ice cream. This is a beautiful glass, so I'm hoping I'm scooping it right. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're doing good. And I'm just going to put this back on the heat just to make sure this caramel gets nice and thick.
Now, should it be vanilla ice cream all the time when you're making this particular dessert?
Well, it's traditionally made with vanilla. That's why I use vanilla for this particular one. But you can use different things too.
Tell me when to stop scooping.
Oh, wow. You're making a little mess over there.
I know. But it's going, you know what? It's all going to go in the same way.
It's all going to go the same way. Absolutely. Right, yeah, but that's okay. That dessert should be fun.
Is that enough? Or?
I think that's perfect. Okay. I'm just going to finish these off. Go ahead.
It's not on the outside of the glass.
Okay.
Somebody's looking like, did she spill it on the outside? No, I didn't.
And like I said, I just, you see how fast that sauce was.
Okay, you know what, Darlene, I didn't pay attention. What's in there?
Oh my gosh, it's just a little butter and brown sugar, and pecans and bananas. Yeah, a traditional banana foster has rum in it, but we're not using rum. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, this
you said
is
brown
done.
sugar because I didn't see it. So brown sugar,
a little butter,
half a stick. What is this?
No, just like a teaspoon.
Teaspoon of butter.
Maybe it might not even be that much.
Okay, here I'll bring it over.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got bananas in there, half a banana slices.
Half a banana.
Okay.
Yeah, because this will serve like 2 or 3.
Okay. Wow.
And then we're just gonna top that.
Okay.
Nice warm banana Foster sundae.
You need some more ice cream in there?
Well, it's up to you, but like I said, you don't want to overdo it because remember, it's pretty high calorie.
Okay, so I'm the one.
So we have a cookie. That's our treat there too.
Okay.
And so that is for dessert.
Oh, man.
A nice warm banana Foster sundae.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
Of
course, I'm going to do this again. Okay. Well, I was really into the stir fry here, but I got to zip over to the dessert part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice little treat. She had a little healthy dinner. So you can have that from time to time.
After I eat healthy, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take, in moderation, everything in moderation. So like I said, your favorite ice cream, I just particularly, if I don't make my own ice cream, I particularly like, a richer brand that tastes more like the ice cream that I make and I've made in a lot of restaurants. But like I said, cookie for a little garnish. So
that's good. We have to hurry and wrap this up because I got something to do.
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, Darlene, once again, you outdid yourself, and ladies and gentlemen, you gotta come and step in my shoes just one time, from one of our chefs here. So we have this lovely stir fry here that is definitely low in cholesterol, low in calories, and it takes less than 30 minutes to prepare. You can see that because the show is only 28 minutes long.
Right.
And this is a
Banana Foster sundae, but you can also use it with yogurt.
Okay.
I just use that, the ice cream, but you can use yogurt. The yogurt is very good as well with that.
Okay, okay. Well, if you need the recipe, go on the website, justastalkshow.org, or give us a call. Drop a postcard to us. The address is at the end of the show if you have a question. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hungry. It's time for me to eat. I just want you to know, if you know someone with a disability or if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. Thank you.